Distributed by Calico Trading, Frequency St. George's. Telephone number 439-9239.
Introducing Color by Seasons. 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 Color by Seasons.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Raise it high up the ladder.
Hey, Scholar Boy, listen up. A man pinched me all thing to the grapevine day. I apparently, well, I know Doc didn't know Reece was going show Sunday. So Doc going show and, thing. I hear when Reece reach day, Reece go inside. Doc doing a kind of thing day, but like I say, I get to the grapevine, I hear Reece sit down outside on a big soon for the whole show. I know you was up there, so what happened? Tell me where you are, buddy.
Godfrey, but you see me, I don't like to mind people business, yeah? But a certain individual tell me exactly what you're saying there about how dark the day with a woman in the show and Reece sit down whole night outside on a stone. Boy, and that individual tell me is a woman who pinching that you. And once you see that woman tell you things, it's tobacco press. So I believe it is the truth. It happened. But he tell Reece she mustn't trust man who beat the job and do I hear. But she didn't take me on. She's just that big.
By Scholar, this thing don't looking good, But in any event, join us this Friday, folks, on OUI Culture, and we will explain to you how this whole grapevine thing will work.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maple. Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maple.
The most anticipated family fun-filled event on the GBN calendar is back. The Maggie King of the Grill. Join us on June 4th at Mount Rouge. Be part of the culinary masterpiece as the best grillers on island compete for the coveted title of the Maggie King of the Grill. Think you have what it takes? Be part of the action. June 4th. Book your spot. If not, step away from the grill if you can't handle the heat.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maple. Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maple. Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maple.
good evening, everyone, and welcome to OUI Culture. It is Friday, and of course, we are going to have a good time this evening. Well, we welcome all our viewers of GBN Television, 711, our viewers on our Facebook page, we welcome you, and the YouTube channel, and of course, listeners on K105 FM. It's always a pleasure to be here, and this evening, well, Scholar is here with me, the King, 9 times Calypso Monarch, just in case you didn't know. You say he ain't, oh no, he ain't defending. I thought I almost say he defending Kong this year, you know, but but you remember the last time when he sang his son, well, anyway, that's a different program. Finley!
What's up?
Ade, what taking place?
I watching things, I listening, I hearing.
Yeah? Where you hearing it?
Where again?
In the grapevine?
Boy, between me and you, the longest grapevine.
Greater, according to a lady up by us up there, you know grapevine the wall before Greater, you know?
No, that's that grapevine. Like, we have to just grapevine to the water.
But of course, like a lot of other things, you know.
Like a lot of other things, the world didn't know about grapevine until Greater started to talk about grapevine. Then all people started to talk about grapevine. So I hear things. Why I hear things through the grapevine, and you know, ironically, it just come from our politics program, but why politics and the grapevine, it's related, you know.
Well, let me tell you something. If you want to know politics, if you want to know what good in politics and hear about politics, that is where you get information in grapevine.
That is where you get it. I mean, a woman tell me today, all what the Prime Minister said tomorrow, word for word.
and you ain't say it yet?
No, you ain't say it yet. But you are saying word for word. Yeah. He tell me election is go be on June 20 something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she tell me she go tell me the proper date, you know, but she go I don't know, but sometimes you just have to wonder, but I'm listening.
No, definitely. I mean, and let me tell you, usually, when you say you get things to the grapevine, even if there's a little twist, but generally, the information solid, you know.
Tobacco press.
Tobacco well, you forget well, man. You tobacco press, not just press, tobacco well press. Well press. Yeah,
that's,
solid.
That's
but
you play the ad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We play the ad play. Let me tell you, what always baffles me is how sometimes people get that kind of information. I don't understand it.
But the truth is that in small societies like ours, where everybody is close-knitted and what have you, informal channels and informal networks are very, very important, very pivotal. Remember back in the day when this grapevine thing was something that we practiced,
yes,
until we became perfect with this thing, you know, because at some point in time, that was all we had. The grapevine, right? And the news used to spread like wildfire through the grapevine. Although when it's spreading, you know, it's changing in quality as it spread, which is a picture of the grapevine. As it spread, sometimes you get more juicy.
Sometimes you don't even get the information that you're supposed to get.
No, at all, because the truth is that man like juicy thing, you know.
Well, of course.
You think I do juicy, so if you don't juicy enough,
You don't fix it. You don't. You don't squeeze out like a lime and some sugar.
I mean, I just squeeze something. So why? This is how the thing goes with informal channels and in small societies. We depend on that because the truth is that, and this is what helps it a lot. Everybody knows everybody, right? So if everybody know everybody, I mean, come on. Sometimes before we hear thing on the news, they all over the place.
Well, listen up. News is the last place to hear things from.
News is the last, right? So it's informal thing, and boy, let me tell you something. It's one of the most powerful medium culturally for the dissemination of information in small countries like ours. Of course, there's the downside and the upside to the grapevine, but I expect that we'll be discussing all of this as the night progresses.
Oh, definitely so. But on a serious note though, when we go back, now the grapevine has a solid foundation, because you remember, I mean, and I'm sure you can, we didn't have radio, we didn't have telephone, we didn't have internet, we didn't have nothing.
Right.
So it was, in fact, the grapevine, word of mouth, as people used to call it. I mean, even nowadays, there are some business people, you talk to them about doing some advertisement and they tell you the only form of advertising is word of mouth.
Yeah.
The grapevine. The grapevine. So it has a solid foundation, and I think this is why it is so powerful.
When you talk about business and so on, Mr. Man, where you don't see the power in the grapevine is if sugar is scarce and a little place have a 2.0. Everybody in Greater know where 2.0. Yes, and the place where had the 2 do advertising it.
No.
But everybody and somebody telling somebody, and before you blink, everybody hear it. You mean everybody heard it? They let something scared like a sugar house, like a brown sugar, and the grapevine starting to work.
No, definitely.
I mean, you're correct, because if you think about businesses and so on in Greater, how many businesses are advertised?
Well, that's true. Just the major ones. When I say major, meaning some of the bigger companies. They may do some advertising, especially for a lot of imported stuff that we're not familiar with. But generally, an example, let's say a new stout. You might just a new. It's a stout, right? And it's a stout. Yeah. When a new stout come out, I mean, men do advertise stout, but for one man drink a stout, and he put a little thing to that, boy, that stout. Everybody buying stout?
Everybody buying stout. Yeah, that stout. It is so good for the back.
There we go.
Everybody stout.
Exactly. And a lot of information. So the kind of information that comes through the grapevine is very, very significant. I mean, you just mentioned it's good for the back. That kind of information you don't get anywhere else other than in the grapevine.
You see, let me tell you what makes the grapevine so poor. Inherent in man, that's how man build. Man don't like to have gaps in information in here. Man like to know that everything inside is solid.
You have it locked up.
And if he ain't locked down, man formulates it and he puts the missing pieces for himself. That's how the brain is made up. That's how we read it.
Yep.
Because the truth is that when we're reading stuff, we ain't watching the whole word. We might watch a few letters, and then the brain put the rest of letters, and then we cut it out. Right? I mean, how many times have you passed somewhere and you see something advertising and you're passing with your vehicle?
Yeah.
But you watch the poster, you might see a word, you might see two words, but you bring exactly what happened there.
Yeah.
Right? Because you fool it in the rest based on your experience and so on. And you make sense and meaning out of it.
Dr. Pancho will tell you that is what we refer to as a brain schema.
Exactly. And so this is why the grapevine is so powerful, because the grapevine helps us in that respect.
That's right.
Know? So there are certain things, and mind you, often enough, sometimes the grapevine gets it wrong. The grapevine could get it wrong. Or the grapevine doesn't get it totally accurate. Because remember, we're fooling in blanks. So the grapevine may not get it totally. And this is why there's a saying in Grape. There is not smoke without fire, something so.
Yeah, anyways, it's smoke, you have fire behind.
You have fire behind. Everything have a little truth in the I always say that. So even though sometimes the foundation of the thing have a little truth in it, but somewhere along the line, a man might add a little essence.
Yeah, you have to tweak it.
I might tweak it. And with that, it changes in form. Now, one of the most powerful things, I was a young boy at that time, and I must give that story. I was a young fella at that time. But we come out and bid. I had a young guys come out and bid. We passing by Samaritan police station, and we see they have a flag flying, a black flag flying half mast. We ain't know what it. We ain't ask nothing more than a bossman passing, asking about the half mast. Man just make a little joke, and we say, H.A. Blaze there. Because that time they say H.A. Blaze well.
Right.
So we just make a little joke with the man, and we say, but H.A. Blaze dead. And the boss, he go down, he and the passengers, they go down where they go down for something. And we go up, we heading back, go up for Chantimel. When we reach up in Chantimel, I mean, we take about 25, half an hour, fellas, we reach up in Chantimel. When we reach up in Chantimel, we hear H.A. Blaze dead. Everybody say H.A. Blaze dead. So we say, but we get afraid. We say, but what the hell is that joke we make? And this thing turned out to be true. But I didn't H.A. Blaze no dead. Somebody on that bus was coming wrong and tell somebody. And the water reach up before us. But H.A. dead, we were disseminating this nonsense.
But let me tell you something. The grapevine is amazing, and the fact that along the way it gets a little distorted and disjointed. That is one of the beauty about grapevine, about grapevine information, And you mentioned it earlier. That makes it more juicy. Because you hear people go tell you there is nothing better than a nice juicy gossip.
Right.
And when you get that, I mean you feel complete. And when you see you getting information, you couldn't care less whether it's wrong or right. You don't care about the consequences or nowadays man want to sue man or kind of thing for saying thing, but with grapevine information, you ain't checking on that. All you concerned about, you get your information and you have it locked down and you pass it on. And it continues to go.
That's right. And grapevine information have a language in itself. Now if you think of the ad that we played, now You know, I think only recently, somebody tell me, listen to the thing, eh? Somebody tell me that somebody
Tell them.
no man, not somebody tell them.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Somebody tell somebody that somebody was recording me saying something. You know? I mean, they don't think to make your head tie up, think to make your head. Somebody I don't fight to follow you. Somebody tell her that somebody tell you somebody was recording me. Somebody here, somebody, so I to tell you how the thing pass on. And when you listen to the art, remember, an individual tell me
that a woman tell
that a woman tell him, and that woman, when that woman sitting,
tobacco well pressed. Tobacco
so it's a lot of hand information, and that's why you call it the grapevine. It's a lot of hand, right? Who you get it?
Long.
Huh?
Long.
You get about 30 hand information. But the good thing about gradient, and this is why I believe the grapevine was founded in gradient. I think we need to look up that, the grapevine. I think that is
well. I mean, if you want to get more specific, the grapevine was founded in Guava. I mean, things like that. You see, you don't understand. There are certain things. Grader is one thing, but there are certain things is just associated with Guava. And let me say good night to the Queen. She joined us. I wonder how you feeling now, darling. You feel better?
Listen, nothing was wrong with me. Let's not get it twisted. I never sent any report saying that I'm feeling ill. I am quite fine. I am well. It is well, even with my soul.
Well, somebody tell me that you tell somebody, and that person pinch somebody, that you're feeling well.
I hear that.
Well,
I hear that too.
Well, go back and tell the somebody that tell you that I'm well, and that you see me and tell them they lie.
Yeah, but you see, usually when you hear them kind of thing, and the individuals say how people lie and they well, you know the individual line, and the grapevine, the grapevine is true.
But Godfrey,
inside.
I think you put your finger on the thing. We're speaking to somebody where grapevine coming from, because remember, G for grapevine,
G for guava.
So
and mind you, the other significant letter in grapevine is V. Look at the emphasis. Grapevine and guava.
But I believe grapevine. The grapevine come out in guava.
Well, what do you mean?
So that person will tell me you didn't feel well. That person will tell me you didn't feel well. That is one thing I could say. And I grapevine language, Godfrey. You see that person? That person doesn't lie.
No, they don't lie. They know what they're talking about. They just have it. And let me tell you something. But you see, grapevine is so significant there. Grapevine, guava, Livingston. All these guys think of them. So that V. That don't take that V.
Grapevine cause us to bring all you up. That's all you're looking for. All you're looking for bring up. That's all you're looking for. And we bad in go for courthouse too. So anything you want to come with your grapevine.
What? So what? You bring us up people? Also bring up people again for that? Grapevine.
That's where the program say good night now.
Listen to me. All who are no get bring up for grapevine news, they lose the case. The person that bring up somebody for grapevine, the person lose.
That is not true.
That
is not true.
Anyway,
and according to the sister, not true.
Godfrey, let me take with first break.
Yeah, and when we come back, we go
welcome the 2V.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll be back in a moment, folks. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole.
If prosperity really matters to you, come home to Grenada Cooperative Bank. Since 1932, we have shared the same values: financial diligence, investing with prudence, transparent compliance, consistent performance.
Welcome home, Grenada.
No matter the economic climb, we always stand the test of time.
Welcome home, Grenada, the bank that goes the extra mile. Welcome home, Grenada, the bank that serves with a smile.
Welcome to a bank you can truly call your own. Grenada Cooperative Bank.
We care because you matter.
Co-op Bank. Welcome home.
Hubbard's is giving away loads of prizes with Live Free for 1 year 3.0. Same promotion, more prizes to be won. Spend $50 or more at any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big every 2 weeks. Win! Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Cash savings account from the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited. Free electricity for 1 year. Free Coca-Cola for 1 year. Free property insurance for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Free lunch packages from the Creative Chef. 1 free gas cooker. Free internet and cable for 1 year. And free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 28 to September 16, 2022. Live Free for 1 year 3.0 is brought to you in part by Chief Brand Products, Grenadian General Insurance Company Limited, Carib Breweries, Danny, Flow, Creative Chef, Grenlex, Supreme Bleach, Promos, Sol, Dutch Lady, Coca-Cola Grenada Bottling Company, Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, and the Food Fair Supermarket. Terms and conditions apply.
We set out to build something. Not for us, but for you. In 1932, we set out on a mission to establish an institution that catered to the financial needs of every Grenadian. We envisioned a space where our people felt secure and welcome to do business with familiar faces. This was more than a commercial enterprise. Because we considered you to be family, we saw ourselves as building more than just a bank. We likened this establishment to a house. Since we opened our doors in 1933, you've remained with us ever since, growing with us and saving with us, but most importantly, trusting us to safeguard your interests. Through unrest and turmoil, you put your faith in us to be the shelter against adversity. Your trust is the foundation upon which we continue to build to provide stability and support for your dreams and aspirations. Your trust helped our family to grow, and as we grew, your needs grew in tandem. So we developed, expanding our accommodations to make you comfortable, transforming our humble abode to a modern center of business and commerce, while preserving our warm, friendly, family atmosphere. As we furnished our house with efficient services, you decorated our offices, walkways, and counters with smiles, love, and satisfaction, giving us the impetus to improve and do more. It took vision to build this establishment, and our vision has always revolved around the well-being of our people. It is vision that continues to guide our development, a vision of growth, a vision of expansion, a vision of the future. A vision that recognizes that the world is a global village and that technology has become an integral part of our lives. A vision that embraces the efficiencies of technology and its importance in diversifying our corporate and retail portfolios. A vision that represents your vision, your interests, and your needs. You see, we built a house, but it didn't take us long to realize that people, our people, make it home. Welcome home.
Hey man, When we come online, you only juking up your phone.
Yeah, boy. Now, as I say, they have an app. I can't find it. I check Play Store. I do a Google search. I can't find it. Man, I get fed up, man.
Nah, man, because you look in the wrong place. The app is web-based. You access it via your web browser, right? You can add it to your home screen or your desktop, like any regular app. Watch. Look, I have it on my phone, right? And you can access it or add it to any device, your computer, your tablet, any device.
Well, how are doing that and I can't find it?
All you have to do is open your browser, right? And type mobile.nawasa.gd. And voila, you see?
Just so?
Yes, and you can download it or access it via the web. Once you have a reliable internet connection, right, you can run the app anywhere, anytime.
So, how I adding that to my home screen?
You click on those three dots, right, or your web browser setting, and look for the option to install app or add to home screen. Easy peasy. The Nawasa app is versatile, fast-paced, and always up to date because it's web-based. Once a change is made to the app, it updates automatically, no hassle.
Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion.
Saturday, May 28th, Flavors Entertainment presents Flavors of Calypso and Extempo. Featuring live from Trinidad, the reigning Calypso monarch, Terry Lyons. Also from Trinidad, reigning Extempo king, Brian London, as he comes up against Powder and Papa. Presented by and performing live, the big band, Sour Serpent, the ever-threatening Big J, Beast, Scholar, Woodsman Kelly, Cox, Smallies, Teacher Eddie, and more. All backed by the Hitwave Band, hosted by Lester. Admission $50 to get your tickets now from all popular ticket locations nationwide. Flavors of Calypso, Saturday, May 28th. Spice Basket, Calypso is back. Sponsors: Playway, Coca-Cola, Dasani Water, Ken Flav Brokerage, First Class Mufflers, Mitchell's Pharmacy, GBN Radio and TV, Innovative Shipping, McIntyre Brothers, Party Shipping, Dickon Mitchell, and Digicel.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance wrong, we may pole.
Welcome back. It's OUI Culture. Those of you just joining us, we welcome you. It's a pleasure as always, yes, to have you on the program with us. Livingston.
Anytime you call me like that, it's more mischief you want to make, Godfrey.
Me make mischief?
Anytime you refer to me like that, mischief what they do.
Me make mischief?
Yes.
What?
Yes,
you ever know? Hold on. You ever know me to be a mischief, fella?
I never know you to be anything different from that, particularly with your partner in crime.
Listen, don't put me in all your thing. I was nowhere near all you. Is the grapevine that run from wherever and he run straight in me home and give me what I know. And I know what I know is good thing, solid thing.
The grapevine information, you could press that and smoke it. The grapevine make you know, or the grapevine make you hear.
The grapevine make grapevine never wrong? Scholar, tell the man, man. Tell the man. Scholar, tell the man. Grapevine never wrong?
Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Yes, yes. After the program. Good night.
That you don't have flowers. You could take your flowers now.
Come back. Hold on.
Too late. Let us.
You come back with that purple glasses again. He come back with that purple glasses, scholar. Why don't we get that? Anyway, let me ask all you. Hold on. Let me ask all you. After all what happened with all of the two of you better to come back with these two kind of glasses, you know?
Well, what? When you say what happened to Ali, what I mean, what I don't understand that. What happened? What went wrong? What happened?
And you know what?
Listen.
Husband, we don't even need.
Oh Lord.
We don't even need to entertain. We don't need to entertain what really happened or whatever. We know what they assumed. because we saw what they did. And you know what? This is the first time I ever thought I could have manipulate Scholar, you know. And never, let's call it woman manipulate, because that was woman manipulation. First time I thought I could have manipulate Scholar like that. I sent a blurry picture for Scholar. Scholar take the thing up hot and sweaty, talking about Reece getting hand, all kind of thing, whatever. But you know what? They're hypocrite, because they failed to show you the other pictures. They failed to show the public the other pictures. Where we hook up tight, Reece Campbell. He originated that grapevine that going on there. He are not leader free. Leader free? I'm free, you know.
Yeah,
leader free. Biggest piece of manipulation, you know.
So Godfrey, you and Scholar did an ad, not even getting the true story, and I'll broadcast that.
They're too easy to hold, man.
On the World Wide Web, as if it is gospel truth. And none of all you ask a question, according to wifey. Why somebody go sue all you one day?
Scholar drink the thing hook, line, and sinker, you know.
Godfrey, why do them?
Why do I know?
The viewers know what we're talking about? The viewers know what we're talking about? The viewers know what we're talking about?
Let me tell the viewers.
Tell the viewers that.
What? Don't make me. What, Mr. Producer? I know you could hear me. Do me a favor, please. In order, they believe the public and know what we're talking about. Could you just run the promo for me, please, Mr. Producer? I know you're listening. Just run the promo for me, please. So people could see for themselves. The evidence is clear. And that we ain't lying about nothing. Mr. Producer, just run that promo for me, please. Let the
Raise it high up the ladder.
Hey, Scholar boy, listen a man pinch me all thing to the grapevine day. I apparently, I know Doc didn't know Reece was going to show Sunday. So Doc going show and thing. I hear when Reece reach there, Reece go inside. Doc doing a kind of thing there. But like I say, I get to the grapevine, I hear Reece sit down outside on a big soon for the whole show. I know you was up there. So what happened? Tell me where you are now, buddy.
Godfrey, but you see me, I don't like to mind people business, But a certain individual tell me exactly what you're saying there. About how dark the day with a woman in the show and Reece sit down whole night outside on a stone. Why? And that individual tell me is a woman who pinching that. And once you see that woman tell you things, it's tobacco press. So I believe it is the truth. It happened. But it tell Reece she mustn't trust man who beat the job and do I hear. But she didn't take me on. She's just that big.
By Scholar, this thing don't looking good, But in any event, join us this Friday, folks, on OUI Culture, and we will explain to you how this whole grapevine thing will work.
Right. Everybody know now. Everybody see. People on Facebook, they see. So, tell us we're wrong.
That is exactly what happened to all you. All you just take bait. And watch me, I remember when I sent the picture in the group chat, the first person to respond was King, King responded was because King glad he could get to laugh at me. Playing your empathy.
So,
glad to get to laugh at me.
So hold on. I have a question. So, we that send you up there?
If it's what?
Me and Scholar that send you up there.
Up way.
Wherever you were on the stone.
Watch me. Let me tell you something. I have to give kudos. To King and Clan, right? They were so great, right? The cast that was advertised was so good that even the promoter get more people than he expected. So the players are hot. And watch me.
Well, but Reece, hold on. with all that going on up there, how you expect the place not to be hot? You didn't see that?
But
You didn't see? You didn't see that?
I did not look in hot. Eh? And on top of that, the place hot. That among the heat inside the people that fail. I do people a favor and I go outside and I chill. And I listened. Okay? That's what it was. All you don't know who was with Doc. All you don't know if it was a child. All you don't know if it was a cousin. All you don't know who they. All you just assume. A blurry picture, you know. All you just assume. Take, you know, look and play all the putting things out there to tell people, oh, Reece getting hand. Reece could get hand.
Come and explain. Let me let
you have a gene on? Let like grapevine and guava and whatever. You have gene on? I can't get on. Go to the hand.
Let Doc say it, please, because you're that woman. One little question I have to ask you, but let Doc say it.
No, go and scholar, I'm waiting for you because you and Godfrey that have all the evidence, all the information. Is you that run up your mouth on the ad now? If anybody has to get sued, for matter of fact, I think you talk more than Godfrey on the ad now.
Let me ask Reece a question. Reece.
Yeah.
And I want you to answer me as how them carnival queen answer question. Answer question. Like if you ask that carnival queen, what would you say are your two most important achievements? My two most important achievements, so I have to repeat, right? So I want you to repeat for me.
But do you know what we get to do as queens? We get to say, sir, can you repeat the question?
That's right. Yes, yeah. You gotta give her that.
You can say what you want. But let me ask you a question. From whence? I still think. From whence did we get these photos? From whence? Whose fingers snapped the photo of Doc? And why did these fingers feel so inclined to snap the photo of Doc in his compromising position?
So the queen is about to answer. The queen is about to answer, and my answer starts with this. Sir, I would really like to answer the one question you asked, but it seems like you've just asked two. So which one of the two would you like me to answer?
Answer number two.
Number two?
What was number two?
Number two was about the compromising position that Doc was held in. From whence did the picture came from? Right, is that what you asked?
Yes.
Good. The picture came from my phone. It came from me.
So you want to take the picture?
I took the picture.
Why?
Yes.
So why did you feel so inclined to take off the picture?
I felt very inclined because when I was passing by the bathroom, I noticed that there was a light that was striking across on the left, to the left of the stage. And when I looked across, I realized that it was my husband's clean shaved head. And I just wanted it to show how tiny it is. So I took a picture of his head. It seems like you all saw something different, and I'd like to know what is it that you saw that was different.
You see how one you already about man.
It is Joe, my door here.
What are you going to say about man beating Joe?
You see?
Yes. Yeah.
To help you to kind of, because I know we understand that what you trying to do is to, create a kind of mask over your true feeling. That feeling of hurt, that feeling of pain that you're having, based on what you saw. So in any event, let's see what the people on Facebook saying, and then we'll come back.
And then maybe what you can do is to forward the picture to the producer so you could see how painful my heart was. The one where I'm hugging my husband and breeze couldn't blow. That's
we don't want him no picture.
That picture right there. That picture was sweet.
Let that picture is talking about is grapevine picture that don't exist.
At all.
Like
Godfrey, you want to take the Facebook or you want me to jot in? Because I have to complete that side of the story.
We'll come to you, hold on. Reece, let me go Facebook first. We'll come back to him.
I pass everyone that's saying good night and that they're watching. And I'm gonna stick to those comments that we probably should look at. We have Carl Thompson saying that the theme song sucks. I don't know why he thinks so, but he thinks so. Then we have him saying Grenadians will be foolish to put NNP back in power. Keith Mitchell keeps playing the people for fools, and they have validated this too many times. Wake up. I think y'all might have said something about the grapevine that had this comment coming through. Yes. He said the same applies to the Bible. Grapevine nonsense handed down from illiterate peasants who didn't even know the world was round. Now, Jose is saying, what I heard is June 21st, scholar, but I have a major announcement to make tonight, not in Telescope, but at the end of We Culture. But anyways, where is Doc and Reece? I heard Doc is making up for Mother's Day. We have Yulin saying, they don't say anywhere you see smoke, look out for fire. Jose is saying, you know how many times they say Sparrow there? I saw a woman ball along the place that the body gone until somebody tell her girl, no, the body's still flying. Cynthia is saying, they hear from the grapevine. The grapevine say, that is what it is said. Ingrid is saying, not all the time the grapevine is true. Then we have Cynthia saying, that is what happens when we get this from the grapevine. Jose is saying, not go off tonight, Godfrey. Don't go there because you just woke up Battle Hill, Ground Zero, on street, that street in Guelph. Oi, it's gone battle, okay? The whole of Guelph, that's what he said. Cynthia is saying good night to all, full house now. Yulin is saying, well, Jose, I can imagine how this woman put her hands on her head and ball along the place for Sparrow. Jose said, Reece, why you and Doc arrived the same time? Well, we want answers and don't want to hear it from the grapevine. Yulin is saying, and it was a Grenadian in action balling down Flatbush Avenue. David is saying, good night, We Culture. Okay, let's go on. Jose is saying, what Scholar and Dr. Mitchell have in common? Yes. Leader free, that is for you. Let's see. We have Karen Jolly saying, Scholar does speak the truth. Don't study Reece. You see that terrorist? That terrorist from St. Patrick's that they call Karen Jolly? A past schoolmate, but Hannah Plenty is saying, what Reece making all that noise for day? Because they attacked me, Hannah. Yulin is saying, Reece girl, the pupil glasses, the purple glasses fit you perfectly. Yes, both myself and my husband.
You don't fit Doc.
Saying, I saw that. I saw that. That is why I'm here, Reece. Jose is saying, so the grapevine started in Chantiville and Tivoli. What Jose tried to take claim? All you say is starting in Guave, but you must take something. Okay, Jose, it's starting Guave and Chantiville. Jose is saying, let me see. Yeah, you guys making me fall asleep. Time to move on. Hannah is saying, Lord, what drama is that? Jose said, our cultural sequel. Ingrid, but the head looked like your head, Reece. No, it's not my head. My hair was in like colors, so it's not my head. So there's, oh my, sad for you, Reece. Sonia, I'm not sad. Not sad at all. Let's see what else we have here. Last one, Scholar sing about the bell, and Dr. Mitchell have the bell. I think Jose already want to talk politics tonight, eh?
Doc.
Tell us what you heard up from the grapevine about politics.
Doc, defend yourself. Let me hear you.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, there's nothing wrong or silly. I think there were a series of assumptions made erroneously on me and the wife relationship. And for those haters, let me just say clearly, what we have is completely solid. Yeah, solid. Now, Godfrey, you have a problem that love and, romantic relationship or closeness with your family member. You doesn't hold hand and you does not touch. So, I had a cousin, came from overseas. we go together with a series of other persons. And of course, when wifey take off the picture and she sent it to me, and I cried and said, well, maybe something good for wifey. So immediately, but just after we planned, we made, and everybody were introduced together, and life continue as usual, because there was nothing to. And the good thing is that we have such a good understanding and relationship.
The wife and the cousin. Yeah? The wife and the cousin?
The wife and I, you know, we
what did you say? Just when they talk about cousin?
Yes, I said there was a cousin with me that came to the show.
A cousin that comes to the show.
That is a perfect example of Grape.
A cousin.
So the whole idea we want to bring tonight, that the grapevine sometimes has to be substantiated. You can't just take rumors outside it. That's the point we really want to make. And take it and run with it. Please do your fact check. I mean, it is, you know, so you realize how we're happy. We win almost same color in terms of the top. Our glasses looking, we're smiling. We one happy family. Because the grapevine story is so out of sync.
Godfrey.
Hey.
As before we move on, because let me just jump on two things that Doc said as we move on. The first one, I want to know, Mr. Purple Glasses, who you calling them haters? Who is these haters? Well, I never.
The biggest one. The biggest one is Leader Free.
Hater?
Yeah,
we say that. Now we come now. We say that.
Yeah.
Right. Secondly, I think that Doc is making an excellent point about the fact that grapevine dissemination has to be substantiated. But substantiating grapevine news, no nice. There's nothing nice about that. So we really don't care about the substantiation of no grapevine news. You take that for it is, and until and unless somebody can point you and prove to you that you are wrong, then this is what the thing is. Because mind you, it's all about the juiciness of the whole thing, right? You hear a man just say, the election is the 21st. You know, the bell still there, as far as I know, the bell still there.
Scratching?
Yeah, scratching the Prime Minister. But I hear that all over the place I hear. This grapevine thing is a powerful thing, and men are running it. Because let me tell you something. One thing I know about Grenada, and that's why I believe the grapevine came from Grenada. One thing I know about Grenada, a Grenadian is the only man who will give you an eyewitness account of something what he hear. And something what he hear about Thor and Photon. But he'll give you an eyewitness account as though he was there. Alright, so boy, that there's nothing juicy and there's nothing nice about substantiating and fact checking. As a matter of fact, even the formal news channel don't fact check. So don't expect us to fact check in grapevine.
But you see the thing about it. If you once you start to substantiate, then it's no longer grapevine.
No.
Grapevine have to remain juicy and nice with little additions here and there, you know, and to make it, you know, make the thing nice, and that's the whole point about the grapevine. And that is why it's so powerful.
I don't know if you want to take the break, but there are two major points I want to make. Point out. One is there is something about us human. I don't know if I would say we're human. That when we hear that juicy story, it can aid in our memory, because anything we hear juicy, exaggerated, etc., it gets stuck. So, and I believe our educators are not using that enough in terms of to aid learning. Yeah, that is one thing. So you have a nice storyline. Example, like I remember one Boogie B, was it Boogie B had sung this song. He swam from Miami to come and to come in Soca Monaco, some kind of thing like that. So that kind of story, song so real, so nice that you actually remember the storyline if you can depict that one. The other side and dark side about Grapevine is that boy, sometimes for years, the person that was wronged cannot clear the name because people just believe that what they heard, what was really juicy and nice, and everybody embellish it more. Like you heard one thing, but you embellish more, and that by the time you reach to the 10th person, you cannot wash all the sin, the fault of that other person. So those grapevine information, sometimes substantiated it. For some persons, it is just so glamorous. They make no effort, they want to make no effort. It just sounds good, it just feel good. And we run with it. And I think that part of the culture, sometimes we have to take it with always a grain of salt. I don't know how we could correct that, but that always happens.
Well, no, this is very significant. Let's take the break and we'll come back, Reece. Let's take our final break because Doc touched on something very, very important there. So stay with us, we'll be back in just a moment.
Hubbard's is giving away loads of prizes with Live Free for 1 year 3.0. Same promotion, more prizes to be won. Spend $50 or more at any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big every 2 weeks. Win free fuel for 1 year, free cooking gas for 1 year, cash savings account from the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, free electricity for 1 year, free Coca-Cola for 1 year, free property insurance for 1 year, free drinks for 1 year, free lunch packages from the Creative Chef, 1 free gas cooker, free internet and cable for 1 year, and free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 28 to September 16, 2022. Live Free for 1 year 3.0 is brought to you in part by Chief Brand Products, Grenadian General Insurance Company Limited, Carib Breweries, Danny, Flow, Creative Chef, Grenlex, Supreme Bleach, Promos, Sol, Dutch Lady, Coca-Cola Grenada Bottling Company, Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, and a Food Fair Supermarket. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you heard about the new Softweave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Softweave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Softweave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now. We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carrico. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Spicile Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Spicile Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Spicile Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grandlands. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679. or 406-1500, or visit any of our 3 locations. Spicile Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
The most anticipated family fun-filled event on the GBN calendar is back. The Maggie King of the Grill. Join us on June 4th at Mount Rouge. Be part of the culinary masterpiece as the best grillers on island compete for the coveted title of the Maggie King of the Grill. Think you have what it takes? Be part of the action. June 4th. Book your spot. If not, step away from the grill. If you can't handle the heat.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole.
Welcome back, everyone. We Culture. Reece, you were about to say something before we took the break.
Yes, I was saying that when it comes to the grapevine, a lot of times it's more to do with negative things, but sometimes people speak about hearing things from the grapevine that is very positive. For example, you might hear somewhat through the grapevine that somebody's getting a nod for promotion or, to travel or to do something. But I mean, we hear those things. Basically, the grapevine is just things coming out before it is intended, or things that are suspected and are being put out that is not necessarily as it seems. But as one of the contributors said, where there's fire, there's smoke. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, even though it's not exactly what it is, it's not the whole truth, there's some kind of truth behind it. We tend to not like the grapevine because a lot of times it's the negative things that come out. And when negative things come out, people take it as gospel and they add to it and they spread it and they can't wait to tell everybody else. And as Doc would have alluded to, you develop a whole reputation, and sometimes there's absolutely no truth to it at all. I have been a victim of some grapevine in my youth, and I remember saying to somebody, you know what? I can appreciate if there is some slight reason as to how it is you might have misinterpreted and come up with that grapevine. But when there's absolutely no reason, no scenario, no assumption, no whatever that can come up and a grapevine come on, it's like saying that they saw you in Martinique and you have never even traveled in your life. You don't even own a passport. So how Oh, you reach traveling in Martinique, and it's true. It's true.
Yeah, to be true. But you know, Doc was saying just now, and it takes us to, because under the whole grapevine, there are a lot of little different components, and we see, well, in a sense, you make reference to one, bad talk and hypocrite. Now, grapevine can bring the bad talk, like as Reece say, where people just out to harm people. You know, and you spread it, and before you know, a little time pass, and by the time you get to a certain point, it's difficult to remove that kind of stain.
Yeah.
And with the hypocrite, it's not with bad intention, but you just want to, you know, talk about, yeah, that kind of thing. So you make a hypocrite on somebody, like, boy, dog, you didn't see Doc in them, you didn't see Doc in show, boy. I mean, you don't want to, you get ahead with Doc, you know what I mean? I know, big deal, but I mean, you have to let people know, listen now, Doc was in show and Doc was in a thing there, and ting. That's a hypocrite. That's not bad Doc. You understand?
You know something, Godfrey.
Hey.
Godfrey, but there is, you see, why do you say this thing? But there is a kind of formula to this thing, and who does it? Mm-hmm. So don't believe people just coming out and say, by that man in the place and what.
Man, say spice basket now.
The spice basket. Yes. Man, that is not juicy enough to you can't just get to the thing. So a man goes there, but why you hear about that, mate?
That sounds more dramatic.
That's more dramatic.
Yes.
But why you hear about that? I don't know. You know you're not.
You don't feel it.
And then no, that person no, immediately the interest, because as I tell you before, man don't like gap in the information.
No, you have to be nice.
So already you have something there, and the man might still tell you, but you might get it, man. I won't tell you. No, you want to kill that man.
Well, of course.
Right now you have you.
Definitely.
You eating from your hand there before you ready, like all the thing. And sometimes you still don't let it go yet. Sometimes it's still tied with you. So this grapevine thing is, you know, easy, because you have to be receptive. Sometimes I don't want to hear that. It's not so. So they play with your emotion and they put you up to the thing. So by the time they say the thing, as they say, it is true.
Yeah. And you know, in a
wait so long, and you tantalize you so much.
But in addition to that, I come to you, Doc. In addition to that, when a man do you that, there are instances where they don't tell you, but they set you up so nice that it puts you in a position now to create a story about Doc, So you don't figure out, well maybe I feel it's that, And then you create that story. The man don't tell you nothing, You create it, and then there it goes. And there are people who tell you that grapevine don't associate. Some grapevine you don't know. You just you create the thing.
Think about something, Godfrey. Well, think about it, folks. And think about what I'm saying carefully. There is a part of us that yearn for a level of intrigue to hear it. It's sometimes, a lot of times bad, but sometimes it's good. So we might say, okay, boy, we don't make in gossip. I don't believe in gossip. I come and tell us, Carla, boy, you don't hear happening Godfrey, boy? You don't hear the whole Godfrey down there, teaching them people white for. And Scala go say, whoa, I didn't expect Godfrey in that. And so it's so, but Scala get a kind of pleasure, whether you want to accept it or not, a kind of pleasure being part of the gossip or sometimes making the hypocrite. Now, sometimes we might make hypocrite to get a certain self-gratification. but it's not really to harm the other person. It becomes harmful when the other person start hearing or other person start maligning that person. So somebody might be judged based on that kind of hypocrite you make about that person, and the person gets it late, right? But you, the person, or you, the receiver of that gossip, you too get a kind of a feeling, a kind of gratification you get, because a hypocrite basically should be a secret. You get to know.
They pinch you that, somebody pinch you that.
Pinch you that is not public knowledge, but you are privileged to that kind of information, so you are special by receiving that bad news about that person. You understand? I mean, think about, and bad news, I don't know, folks, but there is something in us that allows bad news to spread maybe 5 times, 6 times faster than good news. Right? Kala, okay, like it. Kala windy crowd. Yes, Kala windy crowd. Why? Our man just beat up Scala down in River Road. No, that beat up.
Well, that one you think nice. What you expect? That one you think nice. That one you go. That's the beauty of it. Let's invite our callers, folks. The number 435-2041. You can give us a call, and you probably may have had some experience with grapevine news, or probably be like Reece, a victim of grapevine, you know. Yeah, you know, so give us a call, 435-2041, and of course you can share with us. Maybe in the meantime, Reece, I think we have some more Facebook comments.
Reece was not a victim of grapevine news, and let me tell you, grapevine news was a victim of Reece.
Well,
you would have to explain that, eh?
Yeah.
Simple, you come at Guava.
Yes, you would have to explain that.
You come at Guava, there's the explanation.
Anyways, we have Jose saying no politics tonight because I have a major announcement to make. I really want to hear that major announcement. You may move to Guelph. Okay. You may move to Guelph. Mary Williams is saying announcement tonight, the date to be called tomorrow, please God. Ingrid is saying scholar need to give us a verse of that song tonight, Rebel. I really enjoyed it on Saturday night. Selena is saying Doc is professional. Mary is saying Reece and Doc are twins by the eyes. Cynthia is saying we like too much grapevine. That is why we are always in problems. Grapevine like to leave off before and after. Mary is asking Mary Williams, scholar, the curls on? Yes, it's on. You should have seen the tight white pants in the show. I said no. You know, nothing tighter than that after. So that's it. Grapevine is here say. Hannah is saying Grenadians does see with their mouth, mind you. Carl is saying Grenadians must not fall for the foolishness of when Keith will ring his bell. Let us ring the bell when he gets knocked out in the election boxing ring. Cynthia is saying the bell is going to ring tomorrow night in Telescope, God's willing. Jose said, Reece, leave me out of that. I never take away the grapevine from Guelph. It was Scholar and Godfrey making hypocrites, but Jose always have to be taking the blows from Guelph people. So they say, and sometimes grapevine have no source of origin because so I hate. Yeah, Maxwell is saying, whosoever wins that election as Grenadians, let's work together as one family. It's my wish. One love, one people, one country. Monet, good night, Godfrey. How are you watching and listening? How are you? Watching and listening. Nice topic tonight on the program. Where is Livingston? Because he found this African lady at Market Vibe. You took him off the show. Yeah, he's a hater. Monet, leader freeze a hater. Jose said, I think the grapevine was a way to gossip without calling someone name. It was used as a form of secrecy where one will tell one something, which can be true or not, but about person most of the time is rumors. But it is part of our lives, and to this day, it still exists. That sounds like Hornin boy. Jose is saying the grapevine is like hot yam in the mouth. You can't wait to get it out. Hagley is saying hypocrite or hypocrite? Oh Lord. Hagley is, you know what? Okay, caller, go ahead.
Hypocrite.
Yes, yes. Jose is saying Grapevine will make you in place where you've never been. Right, it will take you in place you've never been. You guys forget the callers, especially Susan. Good night. Take a few calls. Okay, right. Let's see. Okay, Hannah is saying, Jose said, Hannah, when they start, they're going down that way, the callers get left. Oh, thanks for keeping us in check, Jose. Hannah is saying, and Grapevine seldom have grapes on it. Jose is saying, Hannah, give me the grapes and keep the wine, keep the vine. Okay, that's it. Hannah is saying Susan must be fall asleep already. No, Susan doesn't sleep so early. Y'all, that's the comments.
Right, somebody on WhatsApp say, Godfrey, good night. Since the thing came to the Grapevine, we're not hearing anything about Mr. Corwin, the public relations officer. Grapevine.
Yeah.
Somebody said there is no smoke without fire. I can't stop laughing. Someone says I am enjoying the grassroots soap opera, and he calling from New York. See what else we have. That's about it for now. So folks, 435-2041, that's the number you can call, and you can share with us your thoughts on the whole Grapevine issue and how it is how it affects our lives. In fact, it's an integral part of our life. And just quickly, when our grandparents, they had a very nice way of spreading the thing, the grapevine, because it was done in patois. So it remained within us. Only if you know patois, then you're part of it. But if you don't, if you don't, then you're in a bad way. Let's go to the telephone. We Culture, good evening.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, good evening.
But you guys are missing the point that the Grapevine have always presented a negative connotation. They presented a story of what is in a negative way. Like they say, like somebody doing something, like Miss Marianne's daughter coming from this man's house at 5 a.m., and he give you an indication that something is going on, right? But there's never any positive condition in the Grapevine. Like they never say, like, well, you see that man save that child down in the ravine, They always give it Grapevine, always give a negative connotation. It's like the uneducated people trying to create a story to entertain themselves, and spreading falsehoods around the neighborhood and everyone else. So, that's one of the things we got to take into the Grapevine consideration. Thank you for listening to my comment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, caller. Thank you very much indeed. Maybe a lot of times, but Richard's making the point. Sometimes things come to the Grapevine that's not necessarily negative, unless maybe it doesn't qualify for Grapevine. Maybe Grapevine has his own kind of, well, as Pandey said, his own kind of morality.
Most of the Grapevine thing is negative, and Godfrey and Greater, two of the most powerful Grapevine location, because Grapevine are location where you go powerful.
Grapevine everything. Grapevine have your
you see where the woman and them not going to fix up and them not going to fix their hair?
That's right.
It's a powerful Grapevine place. You see?
Yes.
And rum shop.
Rum shop is another one. Rum shop is a real Grapevine. And when you see the Grapevine mixed with the old alcohol, you're getting alcohol bang away thing. But
that Grapevine doesn't have a lot of truth.
Yeah, these are important places in things. And then, of course, these days,
I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead, because I don't want to forget that thought I was thinking.
Just men and women, which one actually is involved in the Grapevine industry.
Scholar just tell you one of the main place for that is saloon. So you know.
But let me tell you something. He has some man at the real plenty food.
What else call them?
Ibe man.
Mark me fam.
Ibe man.
Yeah, Mark me fam.
Mark me fam. Yeah.
Right. He has some men at the real plenty food.
What I do?
As a matter of fact, they don't say when you get an old grapevine hypocrite man, and he was
nothing better than that.
No, nothing better than that. You know, and grapevine is a thing, and that's why, you know, sometimes with such a powerful grapevine that we have, it is sort of stunning, you know, and kind of baffling that the honey industry in Grenada is so powerful. I mean, that look that
he make a boom and he get caught.
Get picture with that. I mean, if that be really going seriously, you know. So the grapevine is so powerful that in Grenada, Godfrey, if your car pass, man no want to see you car pass.
No.
They know the sound of your car when you pass, you know. And they could tell you without seeing that you passed there. You know? That's how we grapevine powerful here. And yet still the honey industry spec. Yeah, them always about Wuhan in some. The honey industry thriving.
Let's go back to the telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Good evening. This is GBN.
Yes, it is. Go ahead. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, please. Turn the volume of your radio down and listen to us on your telephone.
All right. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
The same men that believe in the same men that deal with that, the Wayne Panty.
All right, thank you. All right, callers, please turn, like when you call, turn the volume of your radio down and listen on your telephone, because you would get a delay and you would it's a little confusing. All right, 435-2041. That's the number you can call, and you can get to share your thoughts on the program. But that let's go back to the telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, caller. Go ahead, please.
Good evening. I just want to say something here. Am I calling the right people?
Yeah, but you need to turn the volume of your radio down because you're listening to your radio. Turn it down.
Okay.
Yes, turn it down and listen on your phone.
I turn it off.
Okay, so listen to me on your phone. So go ahead now.
There is a positive side with the grapevine. I came from England some time ago, a very positive side. I came from England some time ago, and I had a little profession that I tried to come down here with to do. And believe you me, I told one lady, and it went wrong like fireworks. And up to today, I never advertise. I have over 300 people on a book. So there is a lot of positive side to grapevine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. 435-2041. That's the number you can call, and you can make your little contribution on the grapevine. Let's go back to the telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Thank you ever so much, Brother Godfrey.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, this grapevine, this is something from the time I was a little young man growing up. I know about this business, It come like peacock, and men were kicking this and run like wildfire, man. as the gentleman was saying, you have a negative and you have a positive side in that. So I love it, and it's a loving topic. Well, tonight, I'll stay up to listen to you all. Is Mr. Livingston around?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, that's the, you get the voice?
I'm trying to, but the song comment should be muffled a little bit. So
that's the man who is on his 95, man.
Oh, okay.
That's the old man from last night.
All right.
Yeah, so I will listen to you all tonight, man, dear. I love the topic.
All right, good to hear you too tonight. Glad you called.
Yeah, man. And the lady giving all the real fire, man.
As usual.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Okay. Yes, all the best. Yes, indeed. 435-2041, that's the number, and definitely you can make your contribution. We Culture, good evening. Hello. Yes, good evening. Yes, go ahead.
Listen, I got a report to make. Am I on the radio?
Yes, you are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the topic is Mr. Steele, who was a representative for South St. George. He went into the political arena for his own personal purpose.
Okay, caller. We talking about the grapevine. We're not talking about politics and.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
So yeah, all right.
Next time y'all come around, I'll hit him hard on it.
Okay, all right, lovely. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Yeah.
So the lady made a point just on the Godfrey.
Mm-hmm.
About I guess there was some business I was not hearing so clearly, and she told one person, and I think she used the number 300 or so thereabout. But guys, is that really the grapevine? Do we consider that as growing up? When we talk about, we heard that through the grapevine. All I conceptualize about the grapevine is a place about intrigue and about falsehood. So if something is positive, said, okay, like, a tiller. That tiller is really a good tiller. And then he sold me a pants, I tell Godfrey, that to tell Scholar. Did we get that information also from the grapevine? So,
Fine, so?
I mean, you see, the grapevine thing is more like word of mouth, you know. You just, Let me ask all you something.
You don't call name.
Yeah, let me ask you all this, and I don't want anybody to take it in any negative way. But there's a phrase we just use that we just call niggagram.
Right.
That's grapevine.
Yeah. That is what I expect to be grapevine. And how that works? Do you know about that, Scholar?
Huh?
Were you ever part of our exercise where they did a practical demonstration of what we call niggagram?
Yes.
You have been in an exercise.
Yes.
The exercise is like you have around 10 persons, one person.
Yeah.
Right. And then by the end of the story, what you start off with, you definitely know by the 10th person, if the story is basically embellished. Something add, something subtract. So they was just teaching you the power of having second or third or fifth hand information. So, I don't know, for me, there's this positive spreading of good news. But then I don't know. Well, maybe all that is grapevine.
But you see, the thing about it is that, the thing is, the fact that, and you made mention of the exercise, the fact that by the time it get to the end, the information is distorted. That is the whole point about grapevine information. And even if it is something that is not meant to, let's say, damage someone, but it might be positive information, But by the time you get to the end, it might be positively incorrect or positively distorted.
But Godfrey, you see, I think we sort of missing something, because we tend to color all information as either negative or positive. But there are some information that are just neutral.
Yeah.
They're not negative, they're not positive, they're not nothing.
It's just information.
But they have value in terms of raising curiosity and so on. So for example, election will be held when. Now, you don't have nothing negative or anything about that. But some man don't have any grapevine ahead that election will be on the 21st. A man say that the contribution tonight that election will be on the 21st. Now, it has value in terms of things, but it has value in terms of taking our interests and so on. But it's not negative, it's not positive. You see? So that's how that a lot of the time it's just thing to pick your interest and these days Grenadians just call grapevine thing breaking news, you know. breaking news. You bet your life that grapevine thing is breaking news.
But someone, I think it was hosted that talk about there's a certain level of secrecy to it. And I want to believe that the secrecy has to do with not speaking of your source. Mm-hmm. So you may have heard it from one person, the originator, but you speak of hearing it from the grapevine. And when we think about that grapevine, we think of a length of, a number of people being part of that whole story getting passed on. But sometimes it just come from one person and you say you got it from the grapevine, right? Which should have been you got it from the horse's mouth more, but you get it from the grapevine. So I think with the grapevine, you're not supposed to say who you hear it from. You could say maybe you get it from good sources, but you don't say who. Yes.
Right. But let me ask all of this now. We in Grenada. Why we call it grapevine and not pumpkin vine?
Pumpkin vine is for family.
I mean, grapevine is not Caribbean thing. Grapevine is all day.
Well.
The grapes we hire is not vine.
Exactly.
Why? The truth is that I think the concept is a universal concept. That's the whole thing. It's universal, but of course the grapevine is much more powerful in smaller countries, right? That's where you have. And mind you, the grapevine has taken on these days a kind of technological. You mean? So the grapevine is not simple to finish again. There's technology now in the grapevine. Let me give you an example. There are certain things we don't know in Grenada, and people in America know and they cannot tell us.
Yeah, that's happening here.
Well, let me tell you now. Well, let me give you an example.
That's an e-vine. That's not grapevine, no. That's e-vine.
Let me give you an example. I only got to know about this recent increase in COVID-19 through a WhatsApp from Canada,
Yeah.
From Canada, And then when I went and checked, I see we have 500 and something cases.
Yeah.
From Canada.
Because of media know more than you.
It wasn't even media.
The thing becomes so sophisticated, boy, that overseas people knowing what is happening, even in your neighborhood, they could call you and tell you something about what you never know. Paula told me when singing Sandra died, right? She told me that is Tigress. Mm-hmm. Tigress told me when singing Sandra died. She tell half of Trinidad, and she didn't call her a riot. She got calling people in Trinidad and tell us Sandra, tell them, and then people shock you. They didn't hear that. Mm. And she calling people. all about WhatsApping people and go for them.
I sit down here and I keep on thinking, seriously. Like Godfrey just mentioned about the 500 COVID cases. And in my mind, that is information, but that is not grapevine. I'm saying that because I believe there is a distinction. To me, grapevine must have a level of intrigue, a kind of secrecy. Now I could tell, so I could tell you something that is happening, that happened, that you don't have no juiciness about it, you don't have no niceness about it. I just say that's grapevine, because to me, grapevine conjecture, a kind of contactiveness, a kind of twisting, or of the information. So yes, you didn't hear it officially, maybe from a direct from the radio, see, but somebody told you authoritatively. To me, if somebody said something authoritatively, that is not grapevine. Grapevine has to have some intrigue, and the idea is it has to have some level of secrecy. So when I tell you something, example, okay, Brenda just had a baby, and then when you spread Brenda has a baby, is that grapevine? That is information you just passing on. That is has no intrigue, no.
But I think it's the method.
I believe there is a difference. I believe there is a difference between information that has some kind of authority on it. That grapevine must have some intrigue and secrecy.
That you never hear man lie with a direct.
A man tell me once. Hold on. A man tell me once, scholar. He said.
One person didn't come to mind when you say that.
Hold on. A man tell me once. He sit down in a certain place. Yeah. And he hear a man lie on him. And at one time he started to believe the man. I tell you, but I think too is the method of transmission, what adds more to the grapevine. I mean, yes, you need intrigue in the message, but I think it's how the message is transmitted in a sense too. I think that has something to do with it.
Okay, Godfrey, so somebody, they're developing a program in school about food and nutrition. Or somebody read something about what you should eat and you shouldn't eat. And because a few of us, let us say, are diabetic or we are cancer, and the information is pertinent to us. So I have cancer, you have cancer, Reece has cancer, Scala has cancer. So I told you.
Rebuke that.
You rebuke. You tell Reece tells Scala. Is that grapevine?
Well, you see, let me tell you, not just that, but when you tell Reece and Reece tells Scholar, and you think, well, that is where it is, you realize everybody in Granans know about that thing what happened in Tivoli, and that's that's the difference with the grapevine thing.
That is an authoritative or conform or regular piece of information that is transmitted by word of mouth.
Doc, I totally understand what you're getting at, but the same example that you just used there, I did not tell any one of you that I have cancer. Okay? You understand? I did not tell any one of you, but you tell Scholar tell Godfrey, whatever. But here how it comes back to me. Scholar come and say, I hear through the grapevine you have cancer. Or he tells Diane,
and you have 6 months and you have 6 months to live.
Maybe it's a fact that I do have cancer, but how the method, how it's transferred, it's like grapevine, because it's something where you hear it, you don't know it, and there's always a chance that maybe it is not so. It may be 98% so, but there's a 2% that it may not be so. Or maybe it's not that I have cancer, maybe that I'm in remission. maybe I got over cancer. But through the trickling of the information and the passing on from mouth to mouth to mouth, it came down that I have cancer.
I think what Doc trying to get at, and this is where I think Doc is that if something is true, that when he passed on, it's not grapevine.
No, but if there's a deliberate effort coming from an authoritative source to put that information out with all the intrigue and the secrecy or the hypocrisy, I don't believe it is grapevine.
But it can go through the grapevine before it become authoritative, eh?
You see, and why you said that was because of what Godfrey said. Because Godfrey was just drawing a reference based on what I said about the COVID cases. But that, of course, is not grapevine because it was mentioned. You have a dashboard here. Somebody from overseas, but we just know that before. But there might be an accident, let's say, somewhere down by the south. Right. It's a true thing, right? And somebody from America would call you and tell you, but you have an accident by the south. And you know, anytime you have an accident, especially in Grenada, once you have an accident, everybody does dead first before you realize nobody do that. Nobody do that. One person, everybody does that. Especially if you see some blood, anything, but everybody dead. That is how the grapevine does work. You know how much man, what bongs? There was a guy that bongs with a site with a bike sometime last year, and they say the man, I think, was here and a girlfriend. The girlfriend in critical condition, and he dead. And that somebody called from quite in America to say that happened, right? And the truth is that I ain't even think nothing wrong with the fella. So accidents especially, we just hear that from overseas, and we hear and we don't know it.
Granted.
And the truth is that we, especially with accidents, we always think of the worst before we start thinking about the reality of the thing.
Fellas, listen. I sit down here and I listen to I Google I Google what that actually means. Yeah. To hear something to the grapevine. And they're saying to hear about something informally from people you know.
Yeah.
So maybe yes, the information has to be intriguing, but I think it's the method of transmission, not an official thing. Man just, and you see, because of that method, that is why by the time you get to a certain point, the information is distorted.
We understand that is the Google interpretation, but I want it from our cultural context. It is the same thing. It would have been nice to hear at least around 2 or 3 colors. Give a view on what they believe.
I think we have some comments on Facebook. Let's see what the Facebook fans are saying.
Yes, me too. We have Sonia saying grapevine have its positive and negative as much. Cara Grenade is asking, what is the difference between old talk and grapevine? Is there a difference? Selena is asking, when the grapevine mix with alcohol is problems with. Ingrid, the grapevine has more negative than positive because from one to the next. Maras is saying Godfrey and his host, good night. They call that Makuman. Jose is saying grapevine is giving a heads up to what may be true or not, but speculations. Monet is saying it is on my end or you because is it on my end or you because I couldn't see everyone but Mr. Godfrey. Now I can hear and seeing the 4 of you as usual. Looking good and wonderful smiles, my girl. Looking extra special tonight. Blue looks very nice. Oh, Lord. Compliments. Thank you so much, Monet. Livingston look very nice too. Watching and listening. Peace, New York. Monet is also saying, Godfrey, they want to hear how they sound. Monet is saying, good night, Ingrid. How was your day? We're always on the program. Have a wonderful weekend. Okay, let's see. Ingrid saying, my day. Okay, Jose saying, is it a grapevine? Is a black thing? Because when I watch the African movies, it's always have a group of women gossiping. Girl, you don't hear, oh, mama here. I can't believe who's reading this. Right,
you
so like,
you get the expression to start the grapevine. Girl, you don't hear, oh, intrigue, curiosity.
It was a chirp and a half. Ingrid says, I thought it's the 22nd of June. Let's see. Carl is saying an example of grapevine is if someone say they saw a politician at the Obia man's house. Sonia is saying because the grapevine is a vine, while traveling, there is always additions on its way out. True, very true, Sonia. Cynthia is saying yes, because we do not listen to our local news. Those on the outside listen. True. Jose, we in an election season and there's a lot of grapevine. And we heard it from Miss Moses to continue to make us suffer. And last night, Ali, with what happened to the ex-NDC leader, and one jumped from the sky and became leader. Ingrid is saying, Cynthia, that is really true. I was in kitchen making breakfast and sis coming from Trinidad to make me know about the subway shooting. Jose is also saying, what, Godfrey? That's a good one. The man really believes that. Okay, I'm lost. I don't know. Sonia is saying grapevine is whispering in airs. Don't call names. Jose is saying, well, here goes my big news. Everyone come close to your TV, computer, phone, or radio. You know, Reece always battling with me over golf. But I decided to move to golf for one night after we're back in St. Patrick because I want to sleep and golf people don't sleep. Okay, so he's going to move back after one night because he wants to sleep. Okay. That's a bit, I know he's going to be moving too, you know. That's his big announcement. I think that's about it. I'm not... the computer's
I came across something again rather interesting. I asked you all just now, why grapevine and not pumpkin vine? And I Google it. So they say here, the expression through the grapevine is commonly used to mean unofficially rather than through an official announcement. Rumors and gossip are spread on the grapevine. But why the grapevine? Now here the reason why the grapevine. They said the term originated in the USA and comes from the telegraph system invented in the 19th century by a fellow called Samuel Morse. The system required thousands of kilometers of telegraph wire to be installed, held in place several meters above the ground by telegraph poles placed at regular intervals along the telegraph route. People thought the wires and poles looked like strings used to train vines, so the telegraph lines became known as the grapevine.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so let me take this last comment here.
I ain't care what they say, grapevine starting grader.
Maxwell is saying, I believe the grapevine is a dangerous person who goes out and creates insurrection and at the same time remains anonymous. And Gloria Lambert is saying, Admiral Tibet has it as an intriguing way. Paulette say, Claudette say, Paulette say.
Yeah. Fellas, we're out of time, you know.
Yeah.
Let's take that final call before we wrap. We culture, good evening.
Hey, good night. How you doing?
Very good.
I'm listening to the program. And my take on the grapevine is that I tell you something in confidence. And you go and tell Reece. So you're telling Reece you get it from the grapevine. That when you get it from the person it happened to.
Okay.
You're not calling name, that's right.
Yeah. They might take on it. Yeah. I tell you that but I don't want people to know what she wants to spread the rumor, so she's telling you I get it from the grapevine.
Yeah.
That is my take on it.
All right, thank you.
One thing we know about grapevine, it's juicy.
Yeah, and he long.
As Doc says, have some intrigue.
And he long.
And mine.
And as Paula said, there's a presentation to it.
You can
there's a method.
Identify the source.
You know, and fellas, people just tell you, I'm pinching you that. I ain't telling nobody else. And you
are alone.
No.
So if I hear it, it's you.
And mind you, they are not going to tell people. They
tell everybody.
Oh yes, I have witnessed that as well.
Yeah, they tell
I have witnessed that.
I'm telling you alone. And I go and tell Reece, I tell you alone.
Keeping what you tell me, I'm keeping it to my death.
Yeah.
And it hurting you when you're hearing, is it person that going to put the thing outside there themselves?
Yeah.
And they tell you in confidence and you hold on to it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And them not going to put it out.
Yeah, but by the time they tell you, you know how people tell already. They tell about 50 people already.
Yeah.
Definitely. But the truth is, I mean, the grapevine is very powerful and very, very effective in terms of getting information out. Very, 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 very effective. So, guys, that's all the time we have. So,
last night, I heard a grapevine thing last night. I heard a grapevine thing where, at the rally, at the meeting yesterday in Snoqualmie Junction, one of the ministers was speaking and she said, I got a call from overseas saying that there's teachers that, well, we call them teachers anyways, that are offering children higher grades to go out on the picket line. And I thought, that's so grapevine. That's so grapevine.
You got that low?
Yeah. Well,
that is grapevine.
Grapevine powerful.
Grapevine powerful.
That's the power.
You know what? I have a problem with grapevine being presented at such forums.
No man, that's big crowd. But that's what makes it nice.
Listen, the audience have a pass by me to put that in the grapevine outside. But I have a problem being that person up there that is repeating a grapevine. In other words, a grapevine says that it's not necessarily true. And when we put things outside there, we are helping, even though it might be us complaining, we are helping to propel it. Because to the unsuspected mind or the person who just tuned in, what they hear, based on who it's coming from, is a fact. It's true. It's true.
No. Godfrey, and I will sum up.
Yeah.
Because no, I will answer to some of Reece here. Now, one of the issues that I have, no, I don't have no problem with that in the grapevine at all. I feel, to me, this is where, in a small country like ours, with the politicking and so on, this is where the grapevine is.
You win crumb and grapevine.
You have to use the grapevine. So politicians will use the grapevine on the platform and so on. I mean, how you believe Bob come to how much house? We believe that go through. That was the grapevine. So that all this thing on them is fair game. Now, what is not fair game as far as I'm concerned, and it's disturbing though, is when people who are in positions of authority, yeah, like let's say you are in your place of work, and let's say your boss or something, and they hear something about you through the grapevine, powerful media, but they will use that, what they hear about you, to make decisions and hand down decisions based on what they hear. And that, to me, is what is dangerous in this whole scheme of things. But other than that, I mean, the grapevine thing, that's how we are, that's our way of life, that's how we live. And let me tell you how powerful the grapevine is. In closing, you know, the grapevine during the time of the COVID, the grapevine was able to, I don't know if it's to I don't know what the grapevine do, but the grapevine actually disseminated a man saying something in a man's own voice, but he's not here. Man, the man say you have to listen out 5 times. And you realize
it's not him.
Not you are there. That should tell you the power of the grapevine. If I take this man saying this thing and poor man, not the man is saying that thing. That's why I tell you, grapevine, come on, the Grenada.
That Grenada, yeah.
Only place.
In Guam, you come on, mate.
That's the only place. As a matter of fact, there was a radio personality to tell you what the grapevine make say thing, but she don't say they can't be told.
The grapevine bad. The
man in the previous grapevine, he went to school in Godfrey.
Anyway, let me do my closing remarks very short. The grapevine is a necessary tool. It's neither negative, it's not positive.
A necessary evil?
It's a necessary evil. It's a necessary evil. It satisfies some part of us, but for the unsuspecting, and a lot of persons in the population, the more the population is unsuspecting, the more damage it can cause to individual characters. But it is so gratifying to a large part of us that we embrace it. Sometime, one day or the other, we all embrace it. Because we like the juiciness, we like the story, we like our imagination to go to places where it has never been. So we have to live with it, and I hope we can minimize at some time by asking a question the damage. That example Scholar used there about the workplace. It's not hearing from the grapevine, but not double checking, making a decision without double checking. I think all of us should have some responsibility of double checking the source rather than making a final judgment based on grapevine information.
Reece, go?
Yeah, well, I just want to reach out to Suzanne. We don't know what's happening. I think we need to get you folks up the eastern side to check on Suzanne.
No, man, I saw Suzanne. Suzanne good.
Suzanne good?
Yeah, I saw Suzanne recently. Mm-hmm.
But I could tell you what the grapevine say. You know, the grapevine say that Suzanne vets with Godfrey.
What do?
Yeah.
Suzanne vets with you. They say the grapevine say Suzanne say you stop take call.
When I stop take call?
Yes. I know what the grapevine say.
Yes, and you're telling that.
You want to what? You want to substantiate that fact check?
Yeah, substantiate.
You have to fact check.
Grapevine say Suzanne say you stop take call. So she stationed a one-man boycott.
Protesting?
Yes, Suzanne may protest.
I expected to see Sandra Davis tonight, but then when I checked, I know that there was some rallies happening, some meetings happening, and I know that she's very much intrigued by the political discussion. So we didn't see Sandra Davis tonight. Also, Jose, I just want to let you know that you are welcome to come and spend one night. And you know, I'm gonna grin later like a Cheshire cat, because you can ask Carla what happens to men from St. Patrick's that come and spend one night in Guelph. You don't leave. You don't leave. So we're gonna have a few honestos, you know, in the future saying that me I from Guelph, my father from says, but I from Guelph. You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to stay, honey. I mean, you've been complaining, you've been attacking, you've been nagging, you've been doing everything you could possibly do just to get that passport. And it's yours. It's yours. Don't worry about it. It's yours. So about the grapevine, I too think that it's very important. As much as it doesn't speak of things being 100% truth when it is delivered, I think that it is something that can probably save lives. And I'm talking in terms of men and women and, you know, young people and meeting people and, you know, being so intrigued by them. And then it's only through the grapevine you probably would hear the person's true character and all of that. I think it really has its purpose. But yes, it still has to be taken with a bit of salt. Because it can be pure lies as well as it can have some truth or be 100% truthful. So the grapevine really have its purpose in our culture, and it's not going to go away. It's here to stay. actually it's getting deeper rooted in our culture.
Well, you know, I agree with you guys. The grapevine is very, very powerful. It's well grounded in our culture, and I don't see it. This is that's one part of our culture that I don't see going away at all. You know, because it's necessary. It's necessary in more ways than one. It is necessary. So it is something that we have to hold on to. And if we start to try to fact check and try to verify truth from what comes through the grapevine, then we defeat the grapevine. So I want to propose that we leave the grapevine as it is. You don't interfere with it. Leave the grapevine just so. Let it be all those nice juicy grapes, so we could suck them. So Reece get on.
Next time get all your facts straight.
So Reece get on.
Next time get all your facts straight.
Don't go there.
If Reece get on?
Yes.
Well, you that say it, not me.
You're asking you.
You asking me?
No fact check.
Let me tell you. Reece don't get on. I don't like for you. Reece don't get on. Reece get on. Reece get
and the last thing is called Reece gets sick. She gets sick. She gets sick.
You know, but I think we owe it to the viewers. Actual fact to actually say that this was not a planned thing, you know. I mean, and that's the honest truth. She went to the show, and what did she say in the show? She went to the show. It was hot. She went outside, but she saw that picture. She sent the picture for her, and we take the picture and we make our mischievousness with the picture, and Reece and Doc was sharp at how mischievous our mind is, and that's how the grapevine works.
That's how it works.
I mean, this was a picture and we knew, but imagine somebody else get that picture, then they would have put that same 2 and 2 together and come up with this nonsense.
Yes, indeed. So, folks, we thank you so very much. You know, it's always such a pleasure, and we're looking forward to next Friday. You know, where we can have another We Culture program. Yeah, so I want to encourage you to be safe. And
before you go, what date is the election?
Let me see. I will tell you. So hold on. So tomorrow. Tomorrow we go announce the dissolution of Parliament. Wednesday we go announce the election date, and before Doc realize it, election done.
Well,
Doc is the one that was talking about fact check and the substantiation. And the substantiation is nothing. Let you go and fact check it for yourself. Go and do fact check for yourself. Use the Doc, not me. You're scholar and Doc. Use the Doc. So anyway, folks, thank you again, and you know, we're looking forward to be back in next Friday. We can have a good time. Our Facebook people, thank you so much. YouTube K105, thank you so very much. Do have a good night and enjoy your weekend. All right, all the best, fellas. Have a good one. All the best.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Kindly grease the pole, and without dance from the maple. Raise it high up the ladder.